Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and in this video I will be going over the new 4K Ultra HD pre-orders and announcements for July 28th, 2023. Now keep in mind, release dates and technical specs are subject to change. If there are any changes or additional retailer exclusives, I will update them in a future video. Also, be sure to check out my previous 4K pre-order videos for titles you may be looking for and were not covered here. Direct Amazon links to the titles listed in this video when they are live can be found on the channel's community page. We'll begin things with an update to last week's video, as we now have the standard edition artwork for Kick-Ass 2 on 4K, and as a reminder, that release date is September 12th. HDR will be supported, as well as DTS:X audio. In addition, the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook is now up for pre-order over on their website. Once again, direct links can be found on my channel's community page. In addition to the slipcover edition of Batman Mask of the Phantasm on 4K, it looks like there's another version out there which will include a comic book. As far as I know, it is not going to be an exclusive, so it should be available at online retailers. Lionsgate announced that on September 19th, a 4K edition of the film Fall will be available as a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. This will contain the unrated version of the film in 4K, which supports HDR and Dolby Atmos audio. I've got to say, as far as Steelbooks go and the slipcovers that Lionsgate includes, this might actually look pretty cool in person, so I'll be definitely picking this one up on September 19th. Hey, remember in last week's video when we were so full of hope that the upcoming 4K release of The Exorcist would have the original poster art? Well, Warner Brothers has screwed us again, because look at this monstrosity. Honestly, oh geez, I know art is subjective, but come on, this film deserves so much better. But as a reminder, it comes out on September 19th. It will support HDR and Dolby Atmos, and both cuts of the film will be included. Now, thankfully, Best Buy has saved us all with an exclusive Steelbook edition of the film. In my opinion, much better artwork. The standard edition is not yet live as of this recording. I expect that to change very shortly, but the Best Buy Steelbook edition is available for pre-order right now. This week, Best Buy revealed a 4K Steelbook edition of the upcoming Natural Born Killers, only available at that retailer. Now, as a reminder, the release date is September 26th, and we now have confirmation from Shout Factory themselves that it will be the director's cut included in 4K. The theatrical will only be Blu-ray. So, if you either get the standard slipcover or the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, don't forget, it will be out on September 26th. On the same day, the 4K edition of the film When the Screaming Starts will be available. It is reportedly going to support HDR and DTS 5.1. We now have the official artwork for the upcoming 4K release of Scream 3. HDR and Dolby Vision are expected, as well as DTS 5.1. As a reminder, the release date is October 3rd. There will also be a non-exclusive Steelbook edition of the film available at your various online retailers. And finally, there appears to be what they're calling the original Scream trilogy on 4K, also available October 3rd. So if you've been waiting for a 3-movie collection, you will be able to pick this one up at the beginning of October. Reportedly on October 3rd, there's going to be a 4K edition of the film Decision to Leave. We don't have official tech specs, but I expect HDR to be included and probably the DTS audio from the Blu-ray release. The original Friday the 13th is getting a reissue as a non-exclusive Steelbook, and that release date is October 10th. It will have the same tech specs as the prior release. No word yet if and when a Friday the 13th Part 2 4K is coming, but if it does, stay tuned to the channel, I will report it here. The official release date for the upcoming 4K of Rosemary's Baby has been revealed, and that is October 10th. It will support HDR and Dolby Vision, and probably the same DTS audio track from the prior release. Now, this has definitely been an interesting, if I would say questionable, artwork week for horror 4K, so I'm kind of hoping Best Buy gives us a Steelbook edition, but we will see. So if you're going to pick up Rosemary's Baby, October 10th will be your day. The next Mortal Kombat animated film has been announced, so pick up Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match on 4K October 17th. HDR and DTS 5.1 are expected. No word yet if a Steelbook will be available, as was for the prior films in the series, but once again, stay tuned to the channel for that updated information. It looks like the upcoming 4K edition of Cujo has finally been given a release date, and that will be October 24th. We don't have official artwork yet, maybe probably within the next week or so that will be made available. HDR and Dolby Vision are going to be included, as well as DTS 5.1. Arrow Video announced their upcoming October slate just a few moments ago, and for the US releases, it looks like Harrison Ford starring in Witness is coming to 4K October 31st. HDR and Dolby Vision have been confirmed, and DTS audio. We're at that time of year where release dates for November are starting to trickle in, and the first one is going to be on November 7th as George Lucas's American Graffiti is arriving on 4K. A standard slipcover edition will be made available at various online retailers. It will support HDR and DTS audio. Unfortunately, it does not look like there's going to be an audio upgrade. There will also be a Best Buy Steelbook edition, which is currently up for pre-order over at that website. Early retailer listings show a November 7th release date for the 4K edition of The Fugitive starring Harrison Ford. Now, I would definitely use pencil for this release date, especially with an eraser, because I fully expect this one to shift. But at any rate, this is very exciting news that this is indeed coming to 4K, so stay tuned to the channel for more confirmed information. Just going up for pre-order right now over at Amazon, an upcoming 4K release of Barbie is no doubt expected sometime before the end of the year. This being a Warner Brothers release, I would fully expect HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos audio. No word yet if an exclusive will be included on the same release day, but the standard edition, once again, is available for pre-order over at Amazon. It looks like Paramount will be readying a 4K edition of Kiss the Girls sometime in the near future. This being a Paramount release, I fully expect HDR and Dolby Vision. No word yet if it's going to get an original audio or an upgrade. This week, Kino Lorber announced that one of my all-time favorite comedies, Uncle Buck, will be arriving on 4K sometime in the future. I would probably expect to see this one sometime in the next year or so, and it will support HDR and Dolby Vision as per usual and DTS audio. There are a few international pre-orders and announcements to go over in this week's video, and just a reminder, most 4K discs are region-free. Over in France, on September 1st, Ari Aster's pair of films, Midsummer and Hereditary, are arriving on 4K. It will support HDR and Dolby Vision for both titles, as well as their original DTS audio mixes. Both of these are now currently up for pre-order over at Amazon France. It looks like over in the UK, on September 11th, an exclusive Steelbook edition of Batman Mask of the Phantasm will be available at HFV. In last week's video, The Others on 4K was announced from the Criterion Collection. Well, over in the UK, it looks like Studio Canal will be handling this release, and that date will be October 2nd. I fully expect the same transfer specs, so that means no HDR grading, sorry about that, but a Dolby Atmos audio track will be included. This one has been sitting in the upcoming 4K queue for quite a while, but now Germany is reporting that on October 5th, Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai on 4K is finally going to be arriving. We don't have any tech specs that are official yet. I will update that in a future video. Over in the UK, an Ultimate Collector's Edition of The Exorcist was made available this week. The release date is October 9th, but it looks to be sold out right now over at major retailers. I noticed once or twice this week it popped back up for sale, and it may continue to do so, but this one looks to be extremely limited. I will say it's pretty cool looking, so if you manage to get your pre-order in, that release date will be early October. For Arrow Video's October UK announcements, the 4K edition of The House by the Cemetery will be arriving on October 9th. Per Arrow Video, it will use the same Blue Underground transfer that was released here in the States, so HDR and Dolby Vision and DTS audio. There will also be an Arrow Video web store exclusive edition of the film, only available at that website. Germany has When Harry Met Sally coming to 4K, and that release date is October 20th. It will support HDR and Dolby Vision and DTS audio. I think this definitely bodes well for a potential US release, so I'll be looking forward to that one in the near future. Arrow Video announced this week that a 4K collection of Hellraiser Quartet of Torment will be out on October 23rd. It will include the first 4 films of the Hellraiser franchise: Hellraiser, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, and Hellraiser Bloodlines. This is going to be a UK-only release, but you can definitely import it here to the States. As far as tech specs, Arrow announced that HDR and Dolby Vision will be included and DTS 5.1 audio. An Arrow Video Store exclusive edition of this collection will also be made available October 23rd. German retailers have a 4K pre-order up for the upcoming film Talk to Me available sometime in the future. We don't have an official release date, and we only know that it will support HDR and Dolby Vision, but I probably would expect to see a Dolby Atmos audio track. Stay tuned to the channel for an official release date and more information. So those are this week's 4K pre-orders and announcements for July 28, 2023. Don't forget to use the Amazon affiliate link in the community page for any titles you may be interested in. It really does help out the channel. Also, be sure to let me know what titles I listed in this video you're planning to pick up for yourself. And finally, a special thank you to my Patrons. Your continued support is very much appreciated. If you would like to support me through Patreon, I will leave a link in the description of this video. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.